All right, here we go with this next realistic rebuild. This year, we're going to be doing it a little bit different. Uh, the goal is to break this down and keep it the 5 year rebuild, but break it down into 5 different episodes, all the way up to when we actually win the Super Bowl. Uh, as you see here, we're currently going to take on the Detroit Lions. As we know, the Lions have not been a good franchise. After the firing of Jim Caldwell, who actually had one of the best records as a head coach for the Lions, they thought it was a good idea after a 7-9 season to let him go and bring in Matt Patricia, which Patricia has not really lived up to any expectations that they had when they brought him in here. So with that being said, let's take a look at this lineup, get a good idea what we will be working with. So, we still got old Matt Stafford sitting in 83 overall star development. They did bring in Adrian Peterson, which will be a little different. I was going to look at really leaning on Kerryon Johnson and Swift here. We got Kenny Golladay, superstar receiver. Hopefully he can have a solid year. Marvin Jones, he's getting a little older. So if this is a franchise, might throw him up there on the franchise on the trade block, see what we can get from him. I'm not sure if this is his last year or not, but we'll look into that. Cephas, great value pick in the draft there. We also have Amendola, which another one getting up in there in age. Offensive line needs work. Decker, not a bad left tackle. Pretty much him and Ragno are best pieces there on the offensive line with Dow, Jackson, and Crosby. Development pieces. Hawkinson, really liked him last year when he was drafted. Unfortunately, that injury set him back a little bit. Looking at the defense, definitely got a lot of work. We got Trufant here, but we want Okuda to come in. We at least want him to get that experience, get him up there. He is a hidden dev. I remember correctly, he's a superstar. So I mean, he'll be great to get out there and bring him back. We'll get him upgraded there. And Danny Shelton, he's old. Got the Awarka, however you pronounce it, the brothers there. Hopefully they can eventually develop and become a pretty solid duo. Got Collins, he's up there in age as well. 30 years old, 83 overall. Looking at his contract, it's definitely should really look at moving on from him. He's the next 2 years it pretty much doubles. So we'll throw him up there on the trade block, see the kind of offers we get, since we are only doing this for 5 years. We want to get the best that we can. Davis, Tavai, really like Revis Maven. I think I'm gonna take let him bump up. Yeah, there is a difference there in overall, but needed 28,000 for Christian Jones compared to Maven only 6. Hopefully we can go and get him up there quickly. Then we got looking at the safety position, Harmon and Walker. They're up there, but that'll be something that we look at in the draft. Special teams, one of the best kickers in the league, Matt Prater, with his 97 kick power. Field goals, they win games. you want a guy that can, boot the ball. So I know he is 36, but that's something we can still grow on. And I mean, he's a kicker, so he's not really getting beat up too much. Okay, looking at this, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. Jamal Agnew is a superstar. Now, I mean, I didn't go through and do anything to these rosters as far as dev traits, anything like that. This is, using the current active rosters on Madden 20, not the real life rosters. So yeah, that's a little weird. He has no abilities, so I'm curious if this may be glitch. Is he just one of those, superstars for kick return, punt return? Honestly, I have no idea. All right, so here we go. We're going to get into week 1 here this season. There could be a little gameplay. I haven't officially decided. Maybe 1-2 games. Maybe one here early half of the season, one there late. Looking into next season, we come up absolutely horrible versus the Bears. They look exactly what we did. 31-7. Only got one. We absolutely no run game. Trubisky out there doing Madden 20 Trubisky MVP things. Stafford 137, 1-1. Rushing, absolutely no rushing game for us. 19 carries for 30-some yards. Yeah, we can't have that. Yes, I get it. Chicago has Khalil Mack and all them, but come on. You're using 3 running backs, and you can't. What was even the longest run was 8 yards by both guys. Between Swift and Peterson. Receiving, Galladay got shut down. Hawkinson was the second leading. Marvin Jones, nothing. Absolutely horrible. I mean, Okuda didn't do bad. 14 tackles, 1 TFL. No picks. And we got 1 sack through the year. Not a good start to this season. All right, looking at the trade offers for Jamie Collins that we put up there on the block week 1. Honestly, not bad picks. We got a second there. Looking at it, I saw Philly gave up a second, but a lot of it is for 2022. So, I mean, it is what it is. We can get them off our books, save 20-some million over the next 2 years. So, we're going to go ahead, send him over there to Seattle, get him away from us, go ahead, work on developing our guys. And we're also, Adrian Peterson, as great as he is, we're going to have to go and make a move, get him out of that starting position. Let Kerryon Johnson lead the way with, we'll let Swift come in there as our backup. Keep AP in there as our power back. But yeah, I mean, the younger guys, I think, have a better chance of actually moving on and getting the Detroit Lions to possibly have a little bit of success. All right, so here we go. We're going to get some early gameplay here versus our division rival of the Packers.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
We'll try to get a good feel for this Lions team. I know personally this is one team I have not used yet. Whether it's been, granted I haven't played much ranked, and haven't used them in any CFM that I'm in, but it'll be interesting to go give them a shot, see what we are looking at to possibly go and build this team the way we want them to go and actually win that Super Bowl.
the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or in this case, a field goal.
All right, so here we go. This first drive coming out. You know, we need to establish this run game. Coming out there throwing the ball really wasn't helping.
What do they go to here?
And all right. Good, get an easy 12 on the ground by Kerryon Johnson on his first rushing attempt this game. Could be one of those games that we just gotta run. Try the halfback blunt dive here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32.
Aaron Jones, the
numbers for Jones last week, 16 carries.
I have a feeling that, you know, this is going to be a very long season for these Lions.
Creating nice space, nice gaps for them to run through. I think he's going to go for
As it looks like they're going to run the ball again here.
On second down, it's
And we're
Jones.
there.
And this
He had a little bit of a TFL there in the backfield for Tracy Walker, I believe that was, number 21.
Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus
Oh, and we're white screened.
Yeah, and oftentimes is one
Well, that's never good. No, we're just gonna hope that we can find somebody, and of course they complete it. But he stepped out of bounds. And we're back. We're back. Held him to a field goal, even though we got white screened. That's a little bit awkward and annoying.
So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get
is marked down officially at the 21.
You know, we need to establish this run game. Coming out there throwing the ball really wasn't helping.
What do they go to here?
And all right. Go get an easy 12 on the ground by Kerryon Johnson on his first rushing attempt this game. Could be one of those games that we just gotta run. Try the halfback blunt dive here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Johnson.
A little bit of a bounce off there on the tackle. Got a little sucked in. 2 for 16, gain of 4. Like I said, it could just be that, you know, we got to run the ball. We got to establish this run. We might have to hit him a little slant cheese here with that safety coming down there in the box. And we do, and it's picked off. Tip, pick to end our, you know, our drive. He was there. Amendola, I should have never thrown that ball. But, I mean, still, I got 2 more guys there. Hawkinson, and we couldn't do anything with it.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. And down to the
all right, so we just shove off 2 tacklers there, you know, to add that gain of 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
On the delay, Jones.
And it's a draw, but he still picks up that first down. End of the first quarter, down 10-0. And the Packers are driving once again.
After one on EA Sports. And he'll get 3 down to the 34.
Rogers with the handoff to Aaron Jones.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away.
Stop him.
Okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough.
Our defensive line is getting absolutely no push against the Packers offense.
Aaron Jones in 2019, it all came together for him. He stayed healthy, was on the field for all 16
Okay,
games,
maybe.
got handed the ball
So we
101
run right
times
in front of him.
last year, and as an end
Let
result,
him go and switch it up.
into the season rushing for the first time in his career.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers, he's got the hook up to Lazard. And he will be brought down.
So the Corrs get beat off the line even once we press. Alan Lazard with a good gain of 17 yards. Puts him there at the 6. Most likely, we're going to give up another touchdown.
Downfield. He got pressed into action in the middle of last year due to injury for Green Bay and wound up 2nd on the team in receiving.
And that's just horrible using skills by me. Absolutely terrible. So here we go. We're going to try the mesh again. Got to see what we can get. The game gets too much of a blowout. Of course. Alright, so we beat Jair Alexander on that crossing with Marvin Jones. Come on. He's play calling. Horrible. It's been the same thing every time that we went into it. Alright, so we bounce off our guy, able to pick up a few.
The tackle made by
I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook.
No, screw it. We'll give it a shot. No. Give it a shot, see what we can do. Hawkinson. First down, TJ Hawkinson.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
It's the drive goal. Get 3 catches, 3 completions.
Now a handoff. Johnson. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball at the 40.
2-minute warning.
2 minutes remaining.
We actually got a little bit of a drive going here, so hey, we got different plays. I guess once we hit that 4-minute offense, even though when we got the ball back we were already in it. So Hawk, not Hawk. Whoever number 83 is. Yeah, so the drive goal is complete now. Still have yet to get Kenny Galladay involved. Alexander's over there, not even paying him any mind.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
And yeah.
He's at the 40. Past the
Yep.
20.
That's how this game's going. Whoever number 67 is now, he's our starting. And I had Hawk. Come on, Stafford. There we go. There we go. Stafford showing off he got some wheels. That's what we got to do. Maybe we just need to run with Stafford. Galladay coming across might be able to hit him. And we can, but it's actually a loss of 1. Not looking good in that box score for Kenny Galladay. Go back here to the switch fork. We got the safety coming down there for the blitz again. We had Hawk. Air it up. Absolutely no one. 3rd and 11.
Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Amendola, you were brought here for your sure hands. Draft class, I mean, first couple picks, very solid. DeAndre Swift, one of the better running backs there that came out of the draft, out of Georgia. And we got Galladay. Finally seeing some positive yards in that box score for him. 2 for 14 now. But of course, we're not in a 4-minute drill, so we only have a few plays to select from.
highest average yards per reception among NFC receivers.
About, switching them out.
Yards per catch. He has the length and really has a nose for the football, especially when they put the ball in the air and he goes up and gets it.
There we go, Hawk. I know that one was Hawk. Get another first down. He's no need to showboat. We're down 24. But I mean, you do you.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 30.
Yeah, at least our rushing attack is slightly better than what it was there week 1.
That was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Let's flip it over to the defensive side.
Maybe Amendola will find a way open, but Hawk, get him again.
That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Add to the first down, 7 for 13 is Matt Stafford. We got DeAndre Swift back there with us now. Actually hit him with that inside zone. Only running the 2-man down.
Now the rookie second rounder from Georgia, DeAndre Swift.
Kenny Clark was coming fast. He really wanted to go and get a hit there in that backfield. Luckily, DeAndre Swift has enough agility to be able to get off. He is just eating our right tackle alive.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Third and 1. Let's see what we got here.
They go to Johnson again.
There we go. That first down. That's all that matters. We got that first. Now, first and goal for the Lions here. First time this game. Let's try to hit them with that slip screen. It might be better flip it, keep their stars on one side and go the other way.
They'll try the air now with Stafford.
And he drops the screen. Better than an interception, but Clark just magically got over there, was there to make the play as well. Gotta throw that one away. Gotta be smart with it. Don't want to, force it anywhere.
Now third and goal following incompletions on first and second down.
At the 7-yard
To throw is Stafford.
Touchdown, Kenny Galladay. Let's go. At least we aren't facing this goose egg, and they want us to go for 2. All right, we'll go for it.
It's one thing to be known as a guy who can make big-time plays downfield and gain almost 20 yards per
And he dropped it.
hustle all over the field and getting pushed down it.
It's a pickup
Second and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
At the 6-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that'll get them halfway there.
Going down to the 2-minute warning, 3rd and 1. On the verge of scoring once again. Let's get out of that. Let's at least, possibly hit him with an inside blitz.
That trend would change now.
See what we got here.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
All right, we were able to at least go and get that third down stop, hold them to 3.
Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up.
And of course, they're going to go for it if 24-6 was not enough already. Just going to keep going and keep trying to run it down your throats. Hey, at least. Well, and the bonus of that, it wasn't a touchdown. All right, here we are. After that brutal loss to Green Bay, to go 0-2 in the year, 0-2 in the division, we got some players to negotiate with. Kenny Galladay, definitely locking him up, no matter what it takes. Of course, he stays. Marvin Jones is going to be one of those guys that, let's see how he actually does there the rest of the season. He's already 30. He wants a 4-year deal. He's going to face regression pretty hard. Matt Prater, most likely going to bring him back. I still don't get that superstar trait. I don't get it. But a lot of the other guys are just depth, which we do have injuries on. So it's going to be something to look at scouting wise. And I have to go and look to see what our team really needs. Obviously, left tackle there on the left that we'll need. So definitely look into them. We're going to have to take time to look at our quarterback situation, see how Matt Stafford plays. I know I'm backing. We need that. So it'll definitely be something that we look at. But yeah, until then, we'll keep going, keep seeing how the year goes. All right, so somehow we came out and we put up 41 points there on the Arizona Cardinals, and we did have a player of the week, Matt Stafford, 25 of 42, 354 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. Overall, solid week for Matt Stafford. Let's go look to see exactly how we won that game. All right, so looking at how we actually won this game, offense had almost 500 yards, ran the ball well, 128. And of course, as I'm talking about this, I'm looking at the Cardinals side. So let's restart this side. Offense at least 456 total yards, broke 100 on the ground, 354 for Stafford. We did not win the offensive down. How did we? Turnovers. Turnovers had to be the difference. Looking at it, Stafford, as we discussed earlier, great game by him. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson, 1676. Swift in there, 6 for 21. AP, he's old. It might be time to throw him up on the block. At least try to get something from him. Receiving wise, Amendola, 10 for 172. He's out there shining. 3 touchdowns. Galladay, a little bit shut down, but Patrick Peterson, Byron Murphy, both of those out there, covering these two. I expect Amendola and Hawkinson to have good games. Defensively, Tracy Walker led it with 12. TFLs, we only had 2. 0 sacks in the game. And, all right. Holman, Christian Jones, Desmond Trufant all had interceptions. Good win for the Detroit Lions. Following that win over the Cardinals, we dropped 28-17 to New Orleans. Had 0 rushing attack, 49 yards. Stafford, 281. We were just outshined by Breeze. Not a bad game by Stafford, but when you're going against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, you got to do better. Like I said, rushing attack. Stafford leads the team in rushing in this game. 6 for 25. Absolutely horrible. Receiving, Amendola, another big game. That's over 300 receiving yards in 2 games. I don't know what they're doing, but keep feeding the man. Defensive wise, Coleman led the game. Levi and Ragland, Ragland is real big depth. With TFLs, 1 sack by Trey Flowers. And Tracy Walker had 1 pick there on Breeze. All right, coming in bye week, we got, Kerryon Johnson. He's frustrated. And rightfully so. We definitely got to go and get this man more involved. We can't have Matt Stafford leading our team as the leading rusher. We need to get these running backs the ball. So, we're going to try to make the guy happy. What is it? 12? Yeah, we can definitely go and make that happen. Get the 12 touches, maybe 100 yards. but at least give the man the ball. Currently sitting here at 1-3. I'm sorry. Let's jump out here, go do the scouting, and see what we're doing. All right, 17-10 win over Jacksonville, leading our team to 2-3 record. Honestly, we're still technically in the NFC North. With only 2 games behind both the teams that we lost to already. Let's see. All right, so we did call Kerryon Johnson's number. He'll be happy about that. Get that extra 2,000 XP boost and the 20 plus morale for him. This week we're taking on the 2-4 Atlanta Falcons. We did have a new injury last week. DeAndre Swift went down with a hamstring injury, so it's looking like it's going to be the Kerryon Johnson, Adrian Peterson, depending on trade block, or the Ty Johnson, Bo Scarborough show. All right, there we go. With a 28-25 win over the Falcons, the Lions now sit at 3-3. Finally got the ball, start running again, 100 yards, no turnovers, 276 for Stafford. Looked like he played a solid game, and he did. 276, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked once. Kerryon Johnson, 16 for 47. AP, matched that, 9 for 47. Receiving wise, Hawkinson was our leader. I don't know what's going on with Golladay here, but he's not getting the ball at all. Defensively, Coleman again led the way. Jeff Okudah, our new superstar cornerback, led the team with 2 TFLs. Flowers, Walker, Hand, Shelton all had one as well. Romeo Rocca had 1 sack, no interceptions on the day. So next up, we will go see what goes on there with the all right, 27-24 loss to the Colts. Again, rushing attack, only 67 yards. Still nothing in that turnover category, so 3 touchdowns for Stafford. Even quarterback play. 266 in the air, rushing. Kerryon Johnson, 11 for 35. AP, 5 for 24. Still, I don't know. I don't know what we got to do to get this, this rushing attack going. Receiving, Golladay finally had a big day, 7 for 79. Hawkinson, he's been solid so far this year. So that's at least an upside. Coleman, probably so far the leading tackler on the team, had 9 this week. A lot of TFLs. They were spread around. Sack-wise, Romeo Owaku had 1, Flowers in Hand, combined on 1. And interceptions, still nothing. Interception numbers are down tremendously just this season. Hopefully we can, this tail end of the year, hopefully we can go and get those brought back up. As you can see, we simmed 2 weeks since that Colts 3-point loss to the Vikings. We beat 24-12. The Washington football team, we pulled it out 35-27. Let's take a look at those games. We had the game there at halftime, 17-6. Then they were able to at least bring it back there in the fourth quarter, depending on when we scored that other 7. But rushing, fantastic, 144. Always good to see us being over 100 yards rushing. Player stats, Stafford 223 and 1. Rushing, Kerryon and AP both spreading that ball out evenly. 17, 14, both over 60. Receiving wise, Galladay 6 for 85. Amendola, he's starting to slow down a little bit after that 2-week, 300 some yard performances. A 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Defensively, Trufant and Maben, tied. Julian Owaka, Shad Hand both had TFL. Sacks, Trey Flowers, Okuda, Owaka both had, half. No picks as that trend continues. Now, looking at the game versus Washington, again, over 100 rushing yards. So, from what I've noticed so far throughout this year, we get over 100 yards, typically win the game. Looking at it, Stafford, 248 and 2. He has not been a turnover machine other than whenever I played with him. Rushing, carry on, 1778, 1346 for AP. 1 touchdown for carry on, 2 for AP. Receiving, Marvin Jones finally had a decent game, 6 for 66. Amendola continues to be pretty solid for us. Galladay had another drop into the dropped game, 2 for 38. Defensively, Maben finally maybe coming into his own. 10 tackles, 1 TFL. Sack-wise, sack numbers finally got up there a little bit, bringing in a total of 3. 1.5 for Owara. Flowers had 1. The other Owara had 1. Interceptions, Okuda getting that pick. Always good to see the rookie getting a pick. Hopefully that will help his development continue to trend the right way. Now, coming in right now, we're currently sitting 5-4, going up against the 6-4 Panthers, 3rd in the division, which still in reach of being able to take the division. Kenny Galladay isn't happy. He wants to see the ball a little more, so hopefully here in the sim, they'll be able to go and make that happen. And first off, we will check to see what in that 17-7. So we were able to go and get Galladay, we were able to at least get him the ball, but he wasn't able to convert. You get that extra 1,000-point experience, 10 plus morale. We do have some coach experience to spend. Always the best thing to do. Always get the increased weekly player. It'll help out tremendously in the long run. As we took that 17-7 loss, we will check out the box score on that game. Looking at it, there it goes. Like I was saying last week, we don't get 100 yards on the ground, we don't win the ball. We don't win the game. I don't know what I'm saying. Player stats, Stafford 219 and 1. He's been a solid 200-yard passer. Rushing, again, Stafford cannot be your leading rusher. It won't work. I don't know. Receiving wise, still had Hawkinson 4 for 64, Galladay 4 for 49 and a touchdown. Defensively, Maben tops it, 1 TFL. Justin Coleman, Hand both had 2. No sacks, no interceptions on the day. So we will be looking at you know, 5-5 going up against 4-6, the Houston Texans. All right, here we go. Stop the losing streak. Jaron Harmon wants to come in, see what we got, see what's going on. Honestly, I I don't know. I blame it on the secondary. We're not getting interceptions. So we're not committing those getting those turnovers to help this team out in any way. We're currently 5-7. I want to say I have advanced it here a few times prior to coming back. So we took that loss to the Panthers. That's right. We took a loss to Houston, 21-7. Once again, no 100-yard rushing, so it ends up being a loss. Stafford 239, 1-1. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson, AP 21 rushes for 57 yards. Can't have that. Marvin Jones had a fumble. Receiving wise, Amendola led the way, 4 for 82. Jones, Hawkinson all had 4. Defensively, Reggie Ragland, 8. Had some TFLs this game, but 2 sacks and no interceptions. Can't make turnovers, you don't win the games. This one was actually close. The 28-27 loss to the Bears. Neither team had rushing. Looking at yardage, I don't know what happened. This should have been our game. 467 to 319, almost doubled in rushing. Had third more of what they had for passing. Let's see. Passing, Stafford had 387, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson 13 for 39. Stafford was our second leading rusher. Still can't have it. Amendola went over 100. Golladay almost there, both contributing with a touchdown. This dude, Jason Cabinda, 1 for 11. And a touchdown. He's our fullback. I'm not going to practice pronouncing his name because I won't remember it. Defensively, Tavai, 12 tackles, 2 TFLs. TFLs were there. All spread around the board there. TFLs just don't convert to sacks. And again, another game without an interception. All right, well, you guys see it up in the top left. That, players only meeting must have worked. Really see if we went and actually got some turnovers this game with a 24-23 win. As Harmon says, finally the losing streak's over. Don't know if the players only meeting did any good. The defense still looks a little sluggish out there, but hey, not going to complain about a win, right? So his legacy goes up by 100. Don't really, get it, but cool. 6-7 going against the 8-4-1 Titans. Let's take a look at what happened last game in that 24-23 victory over the Packers. Surprisingly, we didn't have over 100 rushing yards, but we still pulled out the game. Passing, Stafford 213-1. Seems like that's been his numbers all year round. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson 19 for 50. Absolutely horrible average. Swift made his presence known a little bit. 5 for 21. AP, he was there. My guess was more on the short game. Receiving wise, TJ Hawkinson, another good day. Him and Golladay racking in 5. 84 for Hawkinson, 64 for Golladay. No touchdowns for the 2. Defensively, Tavai, 12 and a TFL. Denny Shelton coming up big there in that run game. 2 TFLs, no sacks, and we had 1 interception. I know during that players only meeting, the goal was to force 3 interceptions, but we didn't get that. We at least got 1. All right, so coming in that 8-4-1 Titans team, they ended up winning 31-13. Taking a look at the the box score, see exactly what happened here in this game. Again, we did not break 100 rushing yards. Didn't have a turnover though, so that's good. Quarterback play for both teams pretty much identical. 204 for Stafford, 1 touchdown. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson 12 and 46, Swift 5 and 15. Receiving wise, Marvin Jones led the way, 4 for 56. All was spread out pretty evenly between 3 receivers and tight end. Defensively, Tavai led the way. 7, Reeves Maben, Danny Shelton had a TFL. No sacks and no interceptions. Once again, seems to be, Matt Patricia has been, brought in for his defensive coaching, and it has not produced whatsoever. There could be a good chance that he is on the hot seat here, following the season, but let's see how. I'd say if the defense is not in the top 15, he could be looking for a job elsewhere. Not sure, but it could happen. Looking at contracts that we still got, I still don't understand this Jamal Agnew being a superstar. He has no abilities, just the dev trait. Let's see. Reeves Maben, he's been solid for us. Not a bad cap hit. Keep him for 4 years. Cap hit's not even $2 million. So we'll definitely bring him back. Raglan hasn't been solid. He wants maybe we can get him a little cheaper in that 1 year. Almost the league minimum. Yeah, we'll let him walk. Still up in the air. Don't know if I want to even gamble with this. Be a 3. I mean, that's still random superstar dev. I think I'm going to fix that here this offseason. Drop him back down to probably at least normal. He's not even in my starting lineup. He wants way too much money. Geronimo, he wouldn't be bad, but he's been injured, so obviously AP, we're going to let him walk. 4.3 for 1 year with our 2 running backs that we currently got. Want to keep as much cap space as we have to hopefully get out there in free agency, bring in somebody good. Marvin Jones, it's going to be one of them. Let's look at it at the end of the year. Amendola, he's been very solid for us, so I might have to look at possibly bringing him back, just that 1 year deal. But we also have Cephas sitting out there, so got to see. Eventually, it's going to be changing of the guard. Oh, here we go. Finishing off year 1 at 7-9, 3rd place in the division. We simmed out the last 2 games. Take you back on that, see what we got going on. Nice if I actually went to the right spot. Regular season finished out a loss to the Bucks, 31-7. No run game at all. Wouldn't surprise me if Matt Stafford was our leader. As you see, 150 and 1 for Stafford. Rushing, Kerryon Johnson, at least it wasn't Stafford. Receiving, Hawk, played a big part. Probably one of the best tight ends in this season. I mean, just looking at his numbers, I have not looked at anybody else. He's definitely improved coming off that injury from last season. Tavai, 9 tackles, 2 sacks between him and Raglan, 1 TFL. That was that game there. Let's look at the win that we had to end the season. At least we went out on a high note. 17-13 over the Minnesota Vikings. We had over 100 yards rushing. As it continues to go, if we have over 100, we win the game. 216 and 1 for Stafford. Rushing, Kerryon 15 for 58. Receiving wise, Galladay went over 100, no touchdown. Hawkinson still keeps doing his thing. 5 for 52 and 1 touchdown. Defensively, Harmon and Tavai, 7 tackles. Jeff Okuda had 2 TFLs along with Hand. Couple, 1 TFLs in there. Bunch of half sacks. Defensively, again, no turnovers. So I guess what we'll do here is get up through the rest of this offseason. See what state the Detroit Lions are. Do they look at a new coach? Do they, try to keep going with this Matt Patricia thing that they have going on that has not done well for them? All right, so big decision here. What goes on? I mean, looking at it, Cam Newton was your MVP. Big thing, at least it's not Trubisky. NFC, Breeze was your offensive player of the year. Stafford, he came in there at number 10. Not a bad year. If I remember correctly, he did not have that many turnovers. Defensive player of the year, Cam Jordan. Offensive rookie, CeeDee Lamb. Rager coming in there at number 2. That would be a good duo to watch in the future between those two guys. DeAndre Swift coming in there at number 7, defensive rookie. Okuda coming in at 3. Best quarterback went to Breeze. Running back Zeke. Receiver Ridley. We had nobody on the offensive line. D-line. Nothing. Linebackers. Still nothing. DBs. Justin Coleman. Good company. Jair Alexander. Pat P. Best kicker, Elliott. Rader coming in there at number 7. So, had some individual award success. Taking the time to look at the stats. We had the 29th overall offense and the 14th overall defense. So, as I said, he had to at least finish the top 15 to continue. We'll see how he does next year. All right, as we said, we're going to go and take a look at the end of the year stats. Stafford, 3,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Rushing, again, was absolutely horrible. Nobody broke 700 yards. DeAndre Swift had 1 more attempt, yet still 10 yards short of beating Stafford in rushing. Receiving-wise, Amendola, solid in the slot. 900 yards, 58 catches, 9 touchdowns. Galladay and Hawkinson, they played well. Spread the ball out. Marvin Jones, 55, 602. As a number 2, we need more production. In Madden, the slot always gets the ball the majority of the time. Definitely need to go and look at getting Kenny Galladay some extra help there on the outside. All right, so here we are kicking off free agency. We don't have a lot of money. We only got $6.12 million. Kerryon Johnson's contract comes out up pretty soon. You guys, I'd love to see, bring in. We don't have the money. Would always love to go and get that second guy to help out Okuda outside. Trufant, I think, will get thrown up there on the trade block this offseason because what he's worth, and probably one of the worst corners, in my opinion, league. It's always painful to see one of the guys that you walked as the top in the in that class there, letting Marvin Jones walk. But I mean, it's time. Cephas needs to step up. 2370 overall. He could be a good addition there to Kenny Galladay. All right, so we got some 5th-year options to pick up. Frank Ragnow, our starting center. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. He's a solid center for us. He was one of the best overall there on our line. So we get another year before we have to deal with him. Still not kicking anything in free agency this year. Just going to continue to scout, and we'll be back there for the draft. Here we are doing some recap there of the NFL. As you see, Philip Lindsay, 85 overall star, 27. He's still one of the free agents out there. Coleman as well. A lot of these guys, did free agency not happen? League signings. Kamara is now a Raven. Add that to the Lamar mix. Desmond King at Colt, Marcus Williams Raiders. Ravens are going all out. They're win or bust. I mean, bringing in Ngakwe. Awuzie is now a Jag, so they're slowly rebuilding. McKinley is a Seahawk. Just going down through, looking at some of the big names. Raekwon McMullen, he left the Dolphins to go to the Bengals. I mean, it'll look a little different here going into year 2 of the rebuild as we get ourselves set on the upcoming draft. Here we are, as normal. We like to look to see what the top 10 picks. So with the first pick, the Washington football team take Trevor Lawrence. Jaguars select Jamar Chase, 82 overall, solid, starting overall for a rookie. The Buccaneers take Micah Parsons. Would really love to see him come to Detroit. Unfortunately, Swell went to Minnesota. Yes, their plan is to keep Kirk Cousins around longer. I really don't know what they plan on doing there. Or maybe they're just setting up to draft a rookie later this round.
The Broncos are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock.
And as you guys see, we'll finish up here pick 10. Pretty much the top guys there on the board have all gone respectively.
Are now on the clock.
Now we'll get simmed up to our next user pick. Coming in here at pick number 12. We got a lot of places that we need to look to fill our team. Definitely need to look at getting another outside guy, pair him up with Kenny Golladay. Got a few receivers here that look good. Bateman had a solid combine, but Weddle, a 4.43, not bad. He's more that speed type. Justin Ross, overall, probably in my opinion, at pick 12, the best receiver left on the board out of Clemson. We can always go look at building an offensive line. We do got some gems. Right tackle, undrafted. So I mean, we got some things to go look at. Definitely here later rounds. I think we'll be fine. Go ahead and select receiver this round. We're gonna go ahead and just bring in Justin Ross, pair him up with Kenny Golladay, and 75 overall. Number 11 true talent, we got him there at number 12. He's a hidden dev, so it's already looking good. Granted, it's only the first pick, but I have to see what we can do the rest. All right, we got a few other guys that are projected to go, second round. But right now, building up that, the middle of our defense there, your linebacking core, Gerald Tompkins, who had a very solid performance there at the combine, speed rusher, NC State, 22, got a good build on him. We're going to take him here in the second. Again, 73 overall, number 28 in true value. 40. We took him there at number 44. So here we go with the third round pick. We took Jose Sullivan, 6'2", 248, out of Illinois. Another speed rusher, 69 overall. He's ranked 75. We got him there at 76. Good value. Yes, he is another right outside linebacker, but we can always look at transitioning one of the two that we drafted here to left, possibly inside. We just have to look at their overall ratings. Good speed, 84 speed, 90 acceleration, pursuit. It'll go up there. 78 is not a bad starting. 79 agility. So he could, hopefully, we might even look at moving him down to the line. Honestly, we don't know which way this defense plans on going. We want to go and give the best options that we can to Matt Patricia to help him help this team. As we go, we're in the fourth round, but we're out of fourth round projected picks. Currently, Justin Huff is projected a late fifth rounder, but with mid second round talent. So good value pick here in the fourth round. 71 overall, number 43 in true talent. We got him there at number 108 at a UNLV. Hopefully, not too far off of current scheme. He did have the fastest combine for strong safety, so I'm interested to see how well he develops. While we're at it, Elijah Harvey, free safety here in the fifth round, projected a fifth rounder with late third round talent. Fantastic combine, at least in the position group. 6 foot 204, 21 years old. He's run support out of Pittsburgh. There we go. Another hidden dev brought to the Detroit Lions, 68 overall. He's number 91 in true talent. We got him at number 94. 85 speed. Coverage isn't the best, but other than that, he's a very solid player. He'll be a good development player to have here in Detroit during this 5-year rebuild. All right, so this is what we got left on our draft board. Another strong safety that projected late seventh, somewhere in the mid third round talent. But I think what we're gonna do here in the fifth is we're just gonna go and work on building this offensive line a little more.
The Bears are now on the
68 overall, Marcus Young, power guard out of Iowa. 96 in true talent. We got him there at 150. Here we go. In the sixth, we're going to go and take Earl Gilchrist. Decent combine score. Second fastest middle linebacker. Third best three-cone in the position group. 6'4", 236, 23 years old, run stopper out of South Dakota State. So we're going to take him here in the sixth, which will be our final pick in the draft.
The Jets.
And another good pick, 67 overall. He was ranked at 137, and we got him there at 172.